Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games and part 8 of our How to Play Population Z series. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be taking you through melee attacks. We'll look at melee combat assists, armour saves and an attack example. A melee attack will cost you 1 to 3 actions, and each weapon has an action characteristic that will tell you how many actions it will take to use it. To carry out a melee attack, you'll follow the melee attack sequence, and in step 1 you'll designate the target of the attack and then the weapon the attack will be made with. In step 2 you'll deduct the number of actions required to use the weapon. In step 3 the attacker rolls the number of dice in the chosen weapon's attack characteristic, and all dice for each attack sequence must be rolled against a single target. In step 4 we apply any modifiers from the weapon, assists and special abilities, and then step 5 we compare the modified result with the target's guard characteristic. If the attacker equals or beats that guard value, they hit them. In step 6 we carry out an armour save for any hits that make it through, and we're going to cover that in a little while, but first let's have a look at some melee combat assist examples. Characters in base contact with the target can give combat assists unless that assisting model is in base contact with an enemy model that is not the target. You'll apply a -1 modifier to the melee attack roll for each target friendly character in base contact with the target. You'll apply a +1 modifier to the melee attack roll for each attacker-friendly character in base contact with the target. Let's have a look at a couple of examples. Here we've got our attacker, and here's our target. And you can see that two models are in base contact with the target. Here we've got an attacker-friendly model, so now we'll add +1 to the attack roll. But we've also got a target-friendly model in base contact with the target, so we'll apply a -1 modifier to the attack roll. In this next example, there are 3 attacker-friendly models in base contact with the target model. That means we'll apply a +3 modifier to that attack roll. But if there was a target-friendly model in base contact with one of the attacker-friendly models, then that would cancel them out. So in this example, we would only add a +2 modifier to the original attack roll. Let's do one more example, and here we've got an attacker-friendly model in base contact with a target and a target-friendly model in base contact with the target. But now if we add these models, they're going to cancel both of those out. And so you can see the target-friendly model cancels out the attacking-friendly model, and the attacking-friendly model cancels out the target-friendly model. So if, for example, a 3 is rolled as the attack roll, no modifiers will be applied. Now we're ready to have a look at the armour save, and the armour save sequence includes 4 steps you need to carry out. This armour sequence will be the same for melee attacks and ranged attacks. In step 1, hits can be defended against using an armour save, and the target must equal or beat the value shown on their armour characteristic. In our example, we'll use the pump action shotgun, and this is going to be shot at a shuffler. Our attacker has rolled 2 4s, which are 2 hits against the shuffler. So now in step 2 of the armour save sequence, for each hit the target rolls 1d6. In step 3 we apply any modifiers from the weapon's power characteristic and any special abilities. And finally in step 4 we compare the modified result with the target's armour characteristic. If the result equals or beats the value of the target's armour characteristic, the hit does not cause damage. But if it fails to equal or beat it, it does cause damage. In this case, the shotgun causes 2 damage, as stated on the weapon damage characteristic. The shuffler loses 2 hearts and is removed from play. Each weapon's power characteristic represents how powerful the weapon is, and in Population Z, negatives are used for more powerful weapons. Let's look a bit closer at taking damage. And each time a survivor receives a point of damage, the survivor chooses to lose 1 heart or 1 apple. When all hearts and apples are lost, the survivor is exhausted, beaten down, and loses all desire to continue the skirmish. They are removed from battle immediately as they run or crawl away. They've just taken too many injuries to continue, but don't worry, they can fight in future battles. Maybe. Survivors removed from the battlefield leave all the items they are carrying, except their starting weapons, within 1 inch of where they were taken out. Other survivors can then pick up their items or gear and carry them if they have space. In campaign play, survivors removed from battle must check to see if they were bitten. To make a check, roll 1d6, and on a 1, they are bitten. Permanently remove them from the group. They've turned and now belong to the herd. You can go even further and choose to play Extreme Hardcore. In Extreme Hardcore, you will automatically kill off any survivors who lose all their hearts and apples. I thought it would be helpful to run through a quick example of an attack. So let's use the pump action shotgun, where we spend 2 actions to use the weapon. Then we check the range, and this has got 2 different numbers, 4 and 6. If it's between 0 and 4 range, then it'll be 2 damage if a successful hit gets through. If it's between 4 and 6, it'll be 1 damage. Now you'll notice that the colours match from the weapon to the characters, and here we've got the attack characteristic in green, which we'll be rolling our dice against either the reflex or the guard, which is also in green. Then, when it's time to make an armour save, you'll notice the armour save is in yellow, and we need to apply any modifiers in the power rating for the weapon, which is also yellow. When it comes time to do any damage, that's in red, and that relates to the hearts. We implemented this traffic light system to make the whole process intuitive and very easy to follow for new players, especially younger players. And that now nicely sums up the melee attacks, the armour save, and a quick attack example for both ranged and melee attacks. It'll be great if you come and join me for the next video where we'll be looking at NPCs, both for NPC zombies and intelligent NPCs, which could be animals, survivors, and a whole lot more. I hope you've been enjoying the series and you found it helpful so far. We've covered pretty much the majority of the rules now, and we're getting really close to the end. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos, the playlist will be linked at the end of this video, so you can easily go back and find all the other areas to have a look at. But after this video, we're going to focus on those NPCs, zombies, and other survivors, and then we're going to have a look at how to start a campaign, before rounding off the series with a nice overview of a skirmish, looking at the maps and all the details, and then we'll play a demo game so you can actually see the game in action. And then after that, there's going to be a lot more to come regarding battle reports, building guides, paint guides, and we're also going to be introducing one-shots, mini challenges, and more campaigns. If you'd like to find out more about Population Z, then check out this video where I go through the whole book so you get a complete overview so you know exactly what's included. And I've done a separate video for the Huntsville campaign assets book, which is totally optional but really enhances gameplay. Thanks so much for following along and watching the video. If you've got any questions, please add them down below. But for now, thanks so much. If you liked the video, it'd be great if you hit the like button, subscribe to keep up to date with all the new videos, and I look forward to seeing you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep going with these regular videos. I couldn't do this without you, and I appreciate your support so much. If you'd like to join the Patreon community, support the channel, get some great perks at the same time, there's a link down below in the description. It'll be awesome to see you there.